It's Lorraine Appleyard here, and welcome to my channel. We are living in powerfully transformative times. And as such, that means that there are many periods of time that have gateways of high energy. And there are astrological events that occur throughout the year that act as these markers or points on our path for these doors that open for transformation. And they're just waiting for us to claim and step through them. One of these energetic doorways is the eclipse that just occurred. And that is the Beaver Blood Moon eclipse. And so I have put together a reading to be able to help you through this transformation. Spiritually speaking, an eclipse is a trigger to allow for change and transformation. And eclipses have a way of revealing old patterns, insecurities, fears, limitations. And once you become aware of these lower vibrational energies within you and around you, then you have the opportunity to heal and to transmute them so you can let them go. So this particular reading is one to help you with identifying and clearing blocks. Now, whether you're working towards something intentionally, or you're just not where you want to be at this point in time, and you can't seem to move forward, this spirit is going to give you some insight on where you have the blocks and how you can clear them so that you can get some flow happening and experience some momentum. Now, there may be more than one block in your life, and there could be many different aspects that have to be revealed. But this is going to help you tune into that. So take a pen and paper. Be prepared to jot some things down, because this is going to help you in revealing what blocks you have. So the first card we have here right now, we have, what areas of my life am I blocked? And I really particularly like this deck. I think it's a wonderful deck for being able to just connect with energies, and it's very archetypal, and so therefore it's able to transcend all boundaries to be able to connect with anyone from any particular area, any particular background. So the first card we have here to represent your blocks is the circle. And the circle itself, the essence of it, it represents interconnectedness and unification. And the circle reminds us that we are all one. We're all dancers in a universe within this circle that contains everything. And this circle reminds us of the cycles of life and the ever-evolving self, ever-changing, but always connected. The human and spirit, nature, the cosmos, are all intrinsically connected. And so when the circle appears, it's reminding you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. The very essence of spirit beats within your heart, and it inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count and that you have a purpose in this world. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings a much greater value than you know. And so when the circle appears, it means to come to the understanding of letting go, the understanding of releasing that which is the old form in order to be able to be reborn. And so this card really is speaking about areas that are blocked because there are areas that need to be released in order to let go. And remembering that in life, nothing ever is wasted. And I think that that is a really wonderful thing to remember, that nothing in life is wasted. And sometimes we hold on to things because we're afraid of what releasing it may mean, or we may think that we've just had a really negative experience. But what we're not recognizing is that there's actually a benefit to the experience where we can release and grow and transform ourselves. And so, as this card represents an area that you're blocked, to me, it means remembering to be able to release that which is outworn. Now we get to card number 2 here. And the card number 2 is what will represent that block and help you have a deeper understanding of what that block may be. And so here we have the Earth Keeper. And the essence of the Earth Keeper is that you are co-creating your world. And you are also responsible for its well-being. All Earth Keepers are really dedicated to the stewardship of Earth and all life that it contains. Remember that everything you do has an impact for 7 generations. You have outgrown your small dream of success and achievement, and you're ready to dream big with possibilities that are beyond your wildest expectations. Reach out to a friend in need who you may not have been in touch with for some time. Take care of your pets. Feed the strays that come by. Remember that the reflection of your relationship with Earth is very important. It's not about just you. It's about the connection that you have to Earth and all that's around you. It's important to remember also to care for your body, to show that you care for Mother Earth because you are part of Earth. So, to be able to look after your health, what food are you putting in your mouth? What thoughts are you putting into your mind? And so that can help you understand the source of this block. What have you not been looking at? What have you not been honoring with your connection to the Earth? And what is the source of this block? So when we look at card number 3, we have the wind here. I always find the wind very powerful when the wind blows. So we have the wind, and the wind is representing the source of our block. The very essence of the wind, it represents the element of the air. It represents communication, both through thought and song, and comes as inspired ideas. And it also represents change. And with change, we have positive and negative qualities. So the spirit of the wind is calling for change, and when we resist change, that presents a block. So there's something that really you need to change your mind about. Perhaps an old way of thinking, some old habits. And now that you're gaining greater clarity, you're able to make choices. So no matter what this change needs to occur, to be able to understand, to have communication with others around you, that the importance of the communication, and to recognize that the wind is calling to bring change. Whenever I feel a breeze or a wind, I always pause to stop, to pay attention, to be mindful of the energy of what that wind or breeze is bringing. And I'm always listening for the voice of spirit on the wind. And so here it's talking about recognizing signs of change. And so being mindful of that. What signs of change do you have around you? And when we get to card number 4 here, we have the standstill. And this represents what is the block not letting in. So the standstill is a symbol of pausing. It's taking space to breathe. It acts as an act of observation. And it also represents the benefits of non-action sometimes when one happens to feel stuck. So when you feel stagnant, when you feel stuck, this is a reminder that sometimes it's not the constant action that you need in order to get where you want to go. But maybe it's time to take a pause. And that's what this card is representing, to take a pause and to be able to take stock of things and gather more information and just wait. Allow for the universe to be able to make a move. And so it's talking about the paying attention and being aware and taking stock of things. And so perhaps you have not taken enough information at this time, enough self-analysis. There isn't enough awareness of the current situation. And so this is reminding you to be aware, to be fully aware of what's going on around you. And so card number 5 here, we have the Luminous Warrior. And that's representing how can we clear this block. And so when we're looking at the Luminous Warrior, it represents the lower world that hides these hidden treasures for humanity. And the lower world is the aspects of ourself that are abandoned, are shadows, the disowned parts of ourselves. It also is the place where our ancestors reside, and the gifts and the lessons that we get from the past. It's the realm of the collective unconscious. And it's in this realm that we're able to meet our demons and therefore transform them into pure energy, or allow them to become a source of personal power. So recognizing that we don't always like to face the past, and it's calling now to be able to be acknowledged in order to be able to be heard and embraced. And sometimes we need to really look at those darker parts of ourselves, the parts that we have stuck down deep within, the the parts that we've not wanted to look at. But when we have parts of ourselves, the shadow parts that we're not recognizing, that we're choosing not to look at, then they represent blocks. And so by allowing yourself to look at these shadow aspects of yourself, the darker aspects, that will allow you to clear the block. It's not easy work, but it's necessary work. So in order to clear the blocks, it requires having a deep delve into your shadow aspects, looking at what's transpired in your life, reflecting upon lessons, and then choosing to move on. And then we have here the crow. Now, I love crows, and I always consider them a spirit animal for myself. And so what else can I do to receive what is available to me at this time? So here we come to the crow. And the crow is the law of truth. It represents the keeper of universal law. And the crow talks to us about the walk our walk, to be able to find that relationship between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. So the crow is reminding us to speak truth and to practice truth. And eventually everything you say becomes true. And reminding us once again of your own power to co-create with the truth, which is universal law. So be true to your word. In order to be able to receive fully what's available to you, it's important to be true to your word, to be true to yourself, and to walk the talk that you give. That's what the crow is reminding us. The crow is a wonderful messenger. And I always like to, as I said, be mindful whenever I see a crow, and I always take pause whenever I see a crow. Is what message am I to receive at this moment? And here in this reading, the crow is saying to be true to your word. And here at the very end here, we have the drum, and it represents advice from our inner being. And lastly, when we turn inwards for advice, that's really the best way to be able to connect with it. And we have to be able to go within in order to be able to see what our soul is guiding us to do. And so the drum is representing advice from your inner being. And it reminds us that the beating heart of the universe will help you to journey through the lower worlds. And the drum is inviting you to take your next step in the journey. And that oftentimes is really just what we need to do whenever we're feeling blocked, is to be willing to take that next step on your journey. And to know that the forces of heaven and earth, they're supporting you. The universe has your back. And there's sometimes just not any greater time than the current time to step forward. And sometimes that's what we wait for. We think we're waiting for a better time for something to happen, but this is reminding us to just step forward. And so it's okay to travel to the beat of your own drum. It's okay to not fit into any particular mold or role, but for you to find your own rhythm. But the drum is reminding us to be able to take those steps, take the next steps on your journey, and trust. And so when we put that all together, I feel that we have a really wonderful tool to be able to help us transform through these energetic changes right now. and reminding us that we are all connected. And sometimes to just take those pauses, but being aware of the shadow aspects of ourself, what needs to be healed, what needs to be released. And then being willing to take those steps forward in order to keep moving, because we cannot stay at a standstill forever. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that this has given you some guidance and insights to help you at this particular time. Once again, my name is Lorraine Appleyard, and I thank you very much for listening. I wish you all very many blessings, and may you walk with spirit. Bye for now.